I am Calvin Chapman with this edition of AGP Sports. President of West Indies Cricket Board, Wycliffe Cameron, held a public meeting at the Georgetown Cricket Club on Wednesday. He discussed some strategies that will allow West Indies to move forward. One of them, bringing back schools cricket. More in this report. Inter-school cricket is vital since it serves as a nursery for players, and although Scotiabank Kiddies cricket is still active, it is not enough since it is competed at the primary level. If Guyana is to maintain its dominance regionally in cricket and alternately produce world-class players, this vital foundation program has to be revived. Like many pundits, WICB President Cameron agrees.
That's one of the big items we discussed with the minister today, and he's agreed and will support it. So the schools cricket program will include the WICB contributing quite a bit of the equipment and assisting in putting together the competitions. And that will be rolled out right across the region.
Cameron further stated that a mentorship program will be implemented.
Coupled with the schools cricket is we have to tie it into clubs. So one of the things that we want to be able to do is to the schools within a particular area, we want them to be tied to a club. So, kids will know, and this is not just for male cricketers, but for female cricketers as well, that they can move from schools cricket into this particular club who will serve as their mentors and coaches, etc. for that area.
Government and CEO of CPL resolve outstanding payment of US $500,000 claimed by the CPL organization on Guyana. Pledged to work together in the future. Sean Embrock files the details.
Minister of State Joseph Harmon indicated to the media that CPL was asked to produce documentation to support its invoice claim of US $500,000 owed to it by Guyana before the Finance Ministry can process the said payment.
I met with Mr. O'Donoghue, who is the CEO for CPL, and made it very clear to him that in the absence of any agreement in writing between the government of Guyana and CPL, that we were not inclined to pay any monies that seemed to have been the matter of the claim by CPL. What we also did indicate to him was that if he can in fact produce that written agreement, we will be minded to look at the claim itself, but everything started with a written agreement.
Harmon highlighted too that the claim was based on a verbal agreement between the previous PPPC administration and CPL. However, this present administration will not commit to paying up on verbal agreements. CPL CEO last week supported the minister's claim.
The right thing. They've done their due diligence on what went on before. They looked at the agreements that were in place, and they wanted to make sure that those agreements were delivered by CPL.
Both the government and CPL will continue to work in the future to promote cricket.
We're obviously debating or discussing long-term future. For us, it's very important that CPL is a major factor in Guyana, which I'm sure it will be for years ahead. So it's an ongoing discussion.
What we did, however, commit ourselves to do is to provide any assistance which the state could have, such as waivers and so on for the equipment and so on to come in for these games, and that we will continue to do so in the future because we believe cricket is so important to us in this country. We also committed to negotiating with CPL in the future on any rights which they claim.
For HGP Sports, Sean Embrock.
Wycliffe Cameron believes that the West Indies' omission from the Champions Trophy in England is what they deserve based on poor performances and vows working to improve the team's level of competitiveness. Details in this report. The West Indies are very likely to miss the 2016 Champions Trophy in England. WICB President Wycliffe Cameron lamented the situation.
It's part and parcel of not performing year in, year out that we found ourselves in this position. All we can say is that all our programs have to be geared towards making West Indies cricket better.
He further stated that the WICB administration can use this as motivation to improve, and he strongly supports the Professional Cricket League, which the Guyana Jaguars are the reigning champions of.
It may be a wake-up call to our players that Yes, we have some very talented players. We have some players who have done very, very well for themselves. But as a team, as the West Indies cricket team, we haven't done well enough. And it's a wake-up call to all of us that we have to change how we're doing things. And the PCL is a change in that direction.
Finally, Jamaica stunned USA for the first time in 6 editions of the CONCACAF Gold Cup. The United States men's national team will not appear in the final. An unexpected 2-1 loss in Wednesday's semifinals to Jamaica, which had styled itself as David facing the regional Goliath, saw to it that the Yankees will miss their first title game since 2003 of the biennial tournament. That's all for sports. Now for a look at your weather forecast.